बदलते हो। यात्रा सुखद ही होगी, यात्रा सुखद ही होगी, विश्वास रहता है। भगवान तुम्हारे प्यार का एहसास रहता है। खुशियाँ लुटाता हूँ, तेरा नाम रूप गुण मैं सबको बताता हूँ। तुमने मुझे जो दी वो खुशियाँ लुटाता हूँ, तेरा नाम रूप गुण मैं सबको बताता हूँ। रोशन हो सबके दिल ये, रोशन हो सबके दिल ये आभास रहता है। भगवान तुम्हारे प्यार का एहसास रहता है। हर एक मेरे है ये दिल गीत गाता है, सब प्रेम से रहे ये सरगम सुनाता है। हर एक मेरे है ये दिल गीत गाता है, सब प्रेम से रहे ये सरगम सुनाता है। जन्नत बने जहाँ ये, जन्नत बने जहाँ ये शुभ भाव रहता है। भगवान तुम्हारे प्यार का एहसास रहता है। हर वक्त मेरे साथ हो विश्वास रहता है। भगवान तुम्हारे प्यार का एहसास रहता है। भगवान तुम्हारे प्यार का एहसास रहता है। भगवान तुम्हारे प्यार का एहसास रहता है।
Om Shanti. Greetings of the day of the Satguru. It's a wonderful joy to be here. Today, Baba's spoken a great deal about how the task of the godly spiritual university is to be able to transform humans into deities. Could there be another mission like this? Just imagine a school where we're learning to become deities, or maybe just simply emerging the sanskars of being deities. And today enjoying the company of the Satguru, the one who's making us into deities. So many different things that Baba's taken up in the Murli, but that's the thread that runs through the Murli. And this is the Murli of the 11th of December. How quickly has a year gone past? It's gone by like this. Each year it seems as if time speeds up. And I know that the time is going according to the clock, tick-tock, tick-tock, but it feels as if things are moving very fast. And again, today, Baba's remembered that drama moves like a louse, absolutely straight, absolutely in the way it's meant to. So everything is accurate in the drama. The essence, sweet children, at this confluence age, you belong to the Brahmin community. You now have to change from human beings of the land of death into the deities of the land of immortality. Question: on the basis of understanding which knowledge are you children able to have unlimited renunciation? Answer: you have the accurate knowledge of the drama. You know that according to the drama, the whole land of death has to be burned. This world, what would you say its value is? Can anyone gauge the value of everything in this world? For Baba, is worth not a penny. Because human beings are experiencing sorrow, they're carrying so much stuff in themselves. So whatever there might be materially, spiritually, not worth a penny. We have to become worth a pound. Whatever happens in the drama is going to repeat identically after a cycle. This is why you have unlimited renunciation of the whole world. Early days in Karachi, and Dadi felt very sad that she'd missed the first few months of the yajna. She'd been in bondage, and so she went to Baba. Mama wasn't able to pacify her, so she asked her to go to Baba. And Baba said one sentence: why are you remembering what you've missed? Why don't you remember what you now have? And her smile returned, and that was it. So this happens to all of us sometimes. We remember things that we're missing, but in fact, if I see the things that I have already, then so Baba said to her, but now Baba's with you, and so what more do you want? So full stop to the past. And the song, a very lovely song sung to children, early days in the 50s, when independence was a very newfound freedom. You are the fortune of tomorrow.
तुम तस्वीर हो नाज करेगी दुनिया तुम पर दुनिया की तकदीर हो आने वाले कल की तुम तस्वीर हो नाज करेगी दुनिया तुम पर दुनिया की तकदीर हो.
Can you imagine what they must have felt like when suddenly freedom came? It wasn't so sudden, it was after a struggle. But then one day you wake up and you're free, the country is free. And so at that time, lots of many patriotic songs. Om Shanti. You children heard a line of the song. With Baba also, they played just one line, no more. The land of immortality is to come. This is the land of death. This is the elevated confluence age in between the land of death and the land of immortality. The Father teaches us now at the confluence age. He teaches souls. Therefore, he says to you children, sit in soul consciousness. Have the faith that the unlimited Father is teaching you. Our aim and objective is to become Lakshmi and Narayan, to change from human beings of the land of death into the deities of the land of immortality. Your ears would neither have heard such teachings, nor would you ever have seen anyone telling children to sit in soul consciousness. Develop the faith that the unlimited Father is teaching you. Which Father? It is the unlimited Father. It is incorporeal Shiva. You now understand that we are at the elevated confluence age. Every reminds us first to sit in soul consciousness. Every Murli reminds us who is teaching us, and the factor of time always comes in, sometimes right at the beginning, sometimes later on. You now understand that we are at the elevated confluence age. You have now become part of the Brahmin community. You then have to become deities. Previously, you belonged to the Shudra community. The Father comes and changes you from those with stone intellects into those with divine intellects. You were originally those with Satopradhan, divine intellects, and you are becoming those once again. You should not say that you were the masters of the golden age. No? Why not? Baba's vision is even more elevated. Baba is saying, in the golden age, you were the masters of the world. So the whole world under your dominion. While taking 84 births and coming down the ladder, you changed from Satopradhan to Satto, Rajo, and Tamo. Originally, when you were Satopradhan, your intellects were divine. Then, alloy became mixed into you souls. Human beings do not understand this. The Father says, you do not know anything. You only had an English expression that Baba uses, blind faith. It is called blind faith when you worship someone or remember someone without knowing them. By forgetting your elevated religion and elevated actions, you become corrupt in actions and corrupt in religion. From being in their divine religion, the people of Bharat have become corrupt. The Father explains, in reality, you are the ones who belong to the family path. When those deities became impure, they could no longer be called deities. That is why they changed their name and called themselves Hindus. This also happens according to the drama plan. Everyone calls out to the one Father, O purifier, come. He is the only God Father who is free from rebirth. It is not that there is anything without a name or form. The form of a soul And the Supreme Soul is very subtle. A soul is also called a star and is a point. Shiva is worshipped, but he does not have a body. And a soul, a point, cannot be worshipped. Therefore, in order to worship him, they make a large image. They believe that they are worshipping Shiva, but they do not know his form or name. It is only now that the Father comes and explains all of these aspects. The Father says, you do not know about your own births. Somebody said, why doesn't Baba tell us the detail of our past births? And I said, your head is already spaghetti. And if you were to know anything more, imagine the tangle that would be. Here's Baba saying, don't even remember what happened a minute ago, an hour ago. And so Baba's not going to tell you the detail of what happened in this. Just imagine carrying all that load in a conscious way. They have told a lie about 8.4 million birds, 8.4 million species. The Father now sits here and explains to you children. You have now become Brahmins and are to become deities. People of the Iron Age are Shudras. The aim and objective of you Brahmins is to become deities from ordinary human beings. The land of death is an impure world. It used to be the new world where the deities ruled. There was only their kingdom. They were the masters of the whole world. The world is now Tamopradhan. There are many religions. The deity religion has disappeared. No one knows the history and geography of the world in regard to when or for how long the deities ruled. Only the Father comes and explains this to you. This is the Godfatherly World University, whose aim and objective is to make you into the deities of the land of immortality. This is also known as the story of immortality. You become deities and conquer death with this knowledge. Since the Copper Age, people have been trying to find an antidote to death and become immortal, and they haven't succeeded yet. And here's Baba saying, you learn to conquer death with this knowledge. About 10, 20 years ago, there was a big thing in the newspapers that Neville told us about, and it was that medical scientists had learned to keep the body absolutely stable in that condition at that age, in the hope that further along the line there would be an antidote and they'd be able to revive the costume and bring back new life to them. Can you imagine? They've forgotten that, you see. They've forgotten soul, they've forgotten that it's immortal, and so they're afraid of death. Yesterday also Baba talking about freedom from death, freedom from fear. So you will never be eaten by death there. In Hindi, there's the expression "Kal kha gaya," so that death eats you up. And so it's been translated with that awareness. There is no mention of death there. You are conquering death according to the drama plan. The people of Bharat make, in the 60s, there were lots of 5-year plans, 10-year plans being made by the government, and people believed that because Gandhi had promised Ram Raj, that when the land was free, there would be Ram Raj. And of course, it wasn't happening. So they kept telling them in 5 years and 10 years, it will happen. But of course, it hasn't happened yet because Rama has to come and establish the kingdom of Rama. They also believe that they are establishing the kingdom of Rama. The unlimited Father, too, has a plan to create the kingdom of Rama. They are all human beings. Human beings cannot establish the kingdom of Rama. The golden age is known as the kingdom of Rama. No one knows about these things. Human beings perform so much devotion and go on physical pilgrimages. The day means the time when it is the kingdom of deities in the golden and silver ages. The path of devotion starts in the night. There is no devotion in the golden age. The Father explains about this. Gyan, bhakti, vairag, knowledge, devotion, and disinterest. There are 2 types of disinterest. One is that of the Hatha yogis. Of the path of isolation. They leave their homes and go into the forests. You now have to have unlimited renunciation of the whole land of death. The Father says, this whole world is going to be completely burnt. It's happening. It's not that it will happen, it's already happening. By just the heat, having been through a very hot summer in Europe, people are commenting that the degrees are rising, the temperature is rising, and desertification is happening. So you have to understand the drama very well. It continues to tick away like a louse. Whatever happens now is going to repeat identically after a cycle of 5,000 years. You must understand this very well. And the proof that you really deeply understood this, then you have unlimited renunciation. For instance, when someone goes abroad, he asks, can I study this knowledge, Baba's Gyan, over there? The Father replies, you can study this knowledge wherever you are. For this, you first have to take the 7 days course. It is very easy for a soul to understand all these aspects. Just 7 days Gyan, and you can go wherever and carry the knowledge with you. When you were the masters of the Satupradhan world, you were Satupradhan. You have now become Tamopradhan. Having taken 84 births, you have become absolutely worth not a penny. How do you become worth a pound? It is now the Iron Age. It will then definitely become the Golden Age. The Father explains in such a simple way. How? You have to understand the 7 days course. How you became Tamopradhan from Satupradhan. And one thing specifically that made us Tamopradhan, you became Tamopradhan by sitting on the pyre of lust. You now have to sit on the pyre of this knowledge and become Satopradhan. The history and geography of the world repeat, and the cycle continues to turn. It is now the confluence age, and it will then be the golden age. You have now become vicious in the iron age, so how will it become viceless as in the golden age? The Father shows you the way to do this. They call out, "We have no virtues, make us full of virtues." Only those who became this a cycle ago will become this again. The Father explains, first step, first consider yourselves to be souls. A soul leaves one body and takes another. You now have to become soul conscious. It is now that you receive the knowledge of how to become soul conscious. The word soul exists, but how to become soul conscious? It is not that you were able to remain constantly soul conscious. Golden age? How will we know each other? How will we call out to each other? How will we communicate with each other? Baba's saying, in the golden age, your bodies will have names. And so there is that awareness. So no, you cannot remain constantly soul conscious. All the activities of Lakshmi and Narayan are carried out through their names. This is now the confluence age, when the Father explains, this is your spiritual pilgrimage. You souls came bodiless. You souls now remember your spiritual father. Consider yourselves to be souls and remember the Father. It is only by remembering the Father that your sins will be burnt away. This is called the fire of yoga. You can remember him anywhere. In 7 days, you have to explain how the cycle turns and how we come down the ladder. It is only in this one birth that there is the ascending stage. Just one opportunity in the whole cycle. The power of the confluence age, because God is present here with us, is incredible. Murlis are also sent abroad to the children who live there. This is a school. In fact, this is a God-fatherly university. This is the Raj Yoga that is mentioned in the Gita. However, Sri Krishna cannot be God, as even Brahma, Vishnu, and Shankar are deities. You and I are making effort to become deities again. Prajapita Brahma would also definitely be here in the physical realm. The father of people is a human being. People are surely created here. The Father has given a very easy explanation of the meaning of, firstly, it's Om. People make a very complicated definition of Om, but Baba makes it very simple. And the next one, Hum So Soham. Again, they make that very complicated. And Baba's saying, Baba's given you a very easy explanation of the meaning of Hum So. On the path of devotion, they say that each soul is the supreme soul. That is why they say that God is omnipresent. The Father says, it is a soul who is present in everyone. How can I be present in everyone? You call out to me, O purifier, come and purify us. Lots of contradictions in Bhakti. You say he's here, then you call out to him to come. Incorporeal souls come and take their own chariots. Those are the chariots, the thrones of all immortal souls. You can call it a throne or a chariot. The Father does not have a chariot of his own. He is remembered as the incorporeal. He neither has a corporeal body nor a subtle body. Only when the incorporeal one sits in a chariot can he speak. How could he purify the impure without a chariot? The Father says, I, the incorporeal one, come and take this one on loan. It is a temporary loan. He is called the lucky chariot. The Father makes you children, Trikaldarshi, ones who see the three aspects of time. By explaining the secrets of the beginning, the middle, and the end of the world. No other human being can know this knowledge. At present, Papa uses terms in a different way to the world. All are atheists. The Father comes and makes you into theists. He has told you the secrets of the Creator and creation. No one apart from you can explain this. You attain such a high status through this knowledge. Only at this time do you Brahmins receive this knowledge. The Father now comes at the confluence age to give you this knowledge. The Father is the only one who grants salvation. No human being can grant salvation to another. All of those gurus belong to the path of devotion. The Satguru is only one. It is of him that it is said, Va Satguru Va, particularly in the Sikh religion. This is called a school. The aim and objective is to become Narayan from an ordinary human being. You stop for traffic control at 7 o'clock. All of those stories belong to the path of devotion. You have no attainment by studying the Gita. The Father says, I come to teach you personally. It is through this that you attain that status. The main aspect in this is to become pure. You have to remember the Father. It is in this that Maya creates obstacles. We had a religious leaders gathering last week in Oxford, and there were very beautiful discussions about God, our relationship with God, and various aspects. So you could see the love for God and the thread of truth in everything. But of course, very different to the teachings that Baba gives us. But one very nice thing that came up was, what is Maya? Because somebody had brought in that word, and so they then translated it as illusion. And the person who was the moderator she had obviously studied all the Jewish tradition very, very well, is Jewish. And she said that in the Jewish scriptures, they say that the biggest illusion is to have doubt. And there was a very interesting slant on this. And so it's true that the Gita speaks about when there's faith, there's victory, and when there's doubt, there's destruction. And so doubt is the greatest illusion, because here is God and God is teaching you. They think that God teaches them also. So God is teaching you, and then you begin to have doubt. And so that illusion creating doubt within you, and it becomes the beginning of the end. So, and it applies to Baba's children also. Sometimes you've been following 10 years, 15 years, and bad company, bad influence, and turn the doubt into faith. Remember Baba.
Om Shanti Shanti Om Shanti Shanti अंतर मन में ज्योति जगा लो होगा दूर अंधेरा शिव का कर लो ध्यान आ रहा पावन पुण्य सवेरा से आए अपने आप को जानो राजयोग के द्वारा अपना परम पिता पहचानो इसी राजपथ पर चलकर पालो अपना बसेरा तुम हो आत्मा तन से न्यारे परमात्मा को प्यारे दिव्य गुणों को धारण करके योगी बनो दुलारे ज्योति बिंदु ही तोड़ेगा ये माया मोह का घेरा अंतर मन में ज्योति जगा लो होगा दूर अंधेरा ओम शांति ओम शांति ओम शांति
So it is in remembrance that Maya creates obstacles. You remember the father in order to claim your inheritance. This knowledge is sent to all the children. No Murli should ever be missed. To miss a Murli means to receive an absent mark. Wherever you are, you can still be refreshed by a Murli. You have to follow Srimad. The father says, even when you go abroad, you definitely do have to remain pure. You have to be a Vaishnav, belonging to the Vishnu clan. There are two types of Vaishnav, true Vaishnavas, and then in India, a specific group who say they're Vishnu clan and they say they're Valbhachari. And so they have very strict rules about food and drink and so on, but they still indulge in vice. They are not pure. You become pure and also become part of the dynasty of Vishnu. You remain Vaishnavas there. You do not indulge in vice. That is the land of immortality. This is the land of death, where people indulge in vice. You are now going to the land of Vishnu, where there are no vices. That is the viceless world. You claim sovereignty over the world with the power of your yoga. Those two sides fight each other, and you take the butter from in between them. You are establishing your own kingdom. Give this message to everyone. Even small children have a right to hear this. They are children of Shiv Baba, and they therefore all have a right to it. Tell everyone, consider yourself to be a soul. When a mother and father have this knowledge, they will also teach their children to remember Shiv Baba. No one other than Shiv Baba is to be remembered. By having remembrance of the one, you become Sato Pradhan from Tamo Pradhan. You need to study very well for this. Baba's remembered people from abroad yet again. You can study this even while living abroad. You don't need any books for this. You can study this while sitting anywhere. You can have remembrance with your intellect. This study is very easy. You receive power by having yoga, remembrance. You are now becoming the masters of the world. The Father purifies you by teaching you Raj Yoga. That is Hatha Yoga. This is Raj Yoga. You have to take a lot of precautions in this. You have to become full of all virtues like Lakshmi and Narayan. You have to take precaution with your food and drink. You also have to remember the Father so that the sins of many births can be cut away. This is known as easy Raj Yoga to attain the kingdom. If you do not claim the kingdom, you become poor. You become elevated by following Srimad fully. You have to become elevated from corrupt. For this, you have to remember the Father. Who is Baba speaking to? You are those who received this knowledge a cycle ago. and are receiving it again. There is no other kingdom in the Golden Age. That is called the land of happiness. This is now the land of sorrow, whereas the place from where we souls come is the land of peace. Shiv Baba is amazed at what people in this world do. Many things that amaze Shiv Baba. Seeing the state of Kali Yuga, sometimes seeing the state of the children. But now it's another aspect people were very concerned about in the 60s. Now you don't hear about it so much, but at that time it was a very big issue. People beat their heads so much in order for there to be fewer children born. They don't understand that that task, population control, is only the father's task. The father quickly, in one stroke, establishes one religion and inspires the destruction of all other religions. Those people create so many new drugs for birth control. Baba has only one medicine, one religion has to be established. The time will come when you will all say that you have become pure. There will be no need for any medicine. Baba has given you the medicine of Man Mana Bhav, through which you become pure for 21 births. Just imagine, one medicine. To the sweetest, beloved, long lost, and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, Bap Dada, the spiritual father, says namaste to you, spiritual children. Very good. The essence for dharana: become a real Vaishnav by remaining pure. Take full precaution with your food and drink. In order to become elevated, you definitely have to follow Srimad. 2. What was the method for refreshment that Baba gave us today? Refresh yourself with a Murli. Wherever you live, make effort to become Sato Pradhan. You must never miss a Murli for even a day. Very easy now. Everybody's got it on their phone. Blessing. May you become a constant embodiment of success in the service you do of world benefit, as a practical example by having benefited yourself. Easy. Take benefit, experience that transformation, and it will automatically have an impact. Nowadays, almost all illnesses are of heart failure. In the same way, in terms of spiritual progress, there is more illness of people being disheartened by seeing a practical transformation disheartened souls develop courage and power. They have heard a lot and now want to see something. They want to bring about transformation in themselves by seeing an example. So for world benefit, first of all, show them the sample of you benefiting yourself. the way to become an embodiment of success in the service you do of world benefit is to become a practical example. The Father's revelation will only take place through this. They will only accept everything when they see the things you speak about in your practical form. Slogan, a very lovely definition that Baba's given. To harmonize your ideas with those of others is to give regard. How do you show respect? You don't need to lay out a red carpet. Just simply learn to harmonize your ideas with others. And the Avyakt signal, the deep concern to becoming complete and karmatit. In order to become karmatit, check to what extent you have become detached from any bondage of your actions. To what extent have you become free from selfish motives in regard to your lokik and alokik, and in actions and relationships? When you become free from any influence of karmic accounts and any wasteful nature or sanskars, you will then become able to attain the karmatit stage. No type of service, gathering, or adverse situation should make you fluctuate in your original elevated stage. To be free from even this bondage is to become close to the karmatit stage. Beautiful definitions of karmatit that we've been hearing from Baba. I think now it's going to be offering of pork.
सच्ची लगन से बन जा बाबा के, तू गले को हार, उड़ जा प्यारे वतन में, नीले अंबर के उस पार, हो नीले अंबर के उस पार, पंछी रे। ओ बाबा तुम मात पिता हो, तुम ही हो जग के तारनहार। ओ बाबा तुम मात पिता हो, तुम ही हो जग के तारनहार। दुख हरता तुम सुख करता हो, गुणों के भंडार। हम सब बच्चे गाते हैं तेरी, हम सब बच्चे गाते हैं तेरी महिमा अपरंपार। उड़ जा प्यारे वतन में, नीले अंबर के उस पार, नीले अंबर के उस पार, पंछी रे। उड़ जा प्यारे वतन में, नीले अंबर के उस पार, नीले अंबर के उस पार, हो नीले अंबर के उस पार, नीले अंबर के। मन पंछी तू उड़ जा वतन में, रुत है ये प्रभु मिलने की। मस्त पवन है महका चमन है, मस्त पवन है महका चमन है। बेला है मंगल मिलने की, मन पंछी तू उड़ जा वतन में, रुत है ये प्रभु मिलने की।
नील गगन को ये घड़ी है प्रभु मिलने की। मन पंछी भूल के सारे जग का आकर्षण तोड़ के छूटे देह का बंधन, तोड़ के छूटे देह का बंधन। उड़ जा प्रेम के पंख लगा कर, दिल में लगन अब मिलने की। मन पंछी सुख में आओ हम खो जाए, परम पिता से आनंद पाए। परम पिता से आनंद पाए। प्रभु मिलन के परम सुखों से कलियां खिलती हैं तन मन की। मन पंछी तू उड़ जा वतन में, रुत है ये प्रभु मिलने की। मस्त पवन है महका चमन है, मस्त पवन है महका चमन है। बेला है मंगल मिलने की। मन पंछी तू उड़ जा वतन में, रुत है ये प्रभु मिलने की। मन पंछी
offering bhog to Baba. It's a beautiful, experience of flying to the subtle region and being with Baba there. Who feels that? And so Thursdays and Sundays, when we offer bhog, both days are very special, but of course Thursday especially blessed. And today's Murli offering us immortality, becoming not just the masters of the golden age, but the masters of the world. And Baba says he's the unlimited Father. Truly, everything that Baba offers us is beyond expectations, beyond limits. It's a fact. And so when I remember who is Baba, I also remember the attainments from Baba, not what I'm going to receive in the future, but the attainments he's given us already here and now. So then the heart gives thanks to Baba for everything that has happened. Sometimes we look back on situations and we say, but why did this happen? But when you're with Baba, then you realize that absolutely everything happens for a reason. There was purpose. It wasn't just karmic accounts, it wasn't just karmic bondage, but it was to teach me something. And so with that attitude, I look back on the past and even appreciate everything that has happened so far. And of course, I know that my thoughts, my words, my actions, my attitude, all of this is creating my future. At the moment, yes, if I have a pure, elevated attitude, it's a blessing because it makes me feel content and happy. But it also means that I'm enabling the atmosphere to be filled with that contentment and happiness. Baba teaches us many, many things all the time, and then comes back to two things always. When Baba says the most important thing, very often then the answer that Baba gives is remembrance. Just have remembrance, this is the most important thing. And then today, again, Baba said, what is the most important thing? It's to become pure. And so that whole journey of the cycle, the soul has gone through many different experiences, but the two most contrasting experiences are purity and the fruits and the rewards of that today, but also in the future, and then the fall into impurity. So when they say that Adam and Eve fell from grace, it's true. Grace is when you have God's blessings. And when you fall from grace, then they say that humans were told now they're going to have to work hard, labor for their living, which is also true. Copper Age and Iron Age, we struggled, we worked hard, and life is becoming more and more difficult for people out there. For Baba's children, we're protected not just only by Baba, but also our own good karma and the things that Baba teaches us. The pure diet, that protects us in a huge way. Simplicity, again, another big protection. Purity, again, brings protection. So Sangam Yug is a special. Today Baba didn't mention it, but often Baba said that Sangam Yug is the little pot. And in that little pot, you're being prepared for the next era. But in this little pot of Sangam Yug, definitely we're protected. So we really sometimes forget how much suffering there is going on out there. And for Baba, Baba aware of everything altogether. So at one moment, Baba's with us in Sangam Yug, and Baba hasn't forgotten the world out there. Baba's then asking us, do you remember the cries of the bhagats? Do you remember the sorrow of those who are suffering? And so for us, sometimes we enjoy Sangam Yug so much that we forget about everything else. But yet, even in Sangam Yug, to know that, yes, God has given me everything, but it's a responsibility that I have to share all of that with others also. So through each day, even though I might not be able to give the 7 days course or a class or a lecture to someone, can I just simply do something that's going to make others feel a moment of peace, a moment of happiness, and maybe through that come closer to Baba. Very lovely today's blessing. Those who are hopeless and feel disheartened, there is a problem of hearts constantly. But here, if I have happiness in my heart, and through that happiness, I have gone through transformation. In sorrow, you can't transform. Certainly, you can't give anyone else happiness, but neither can you go through the process of transformation, because in sorrow, you're just hanging on to something or another. It was very interesting last Sunday's Murli, in which Baba spoke about why is it that you hang on to something that somebody said? How long did it take for them to say it? It took them 30 seconds, 10 seconds to say a word, and yet that gets lodged in my head. And I sustain it, I nurture it. But of course, every time I think about it, yes, it's becoming deeper and deeper, and the sorrow is getting deeper and deeper. And it's actually such a huge, huge waste of my treasures of time and energy and everything that Baba wants me to have and be. And so can I be very attentive to just maintaining my own inner state of happiness and contentment. And then that transformation in my life is going to inspire others. That yes, it's possible in this world of today to have such a stage. Early days, they saw Baba and the family was created. That's it. They didn't need to hear Gyan. They didn't need to have the 7 days course. Just seeing Baba was enough, and there was transformation. And then later on in the 50s, yes, the ocean of knowledge, sharing so much Gyan, so much Gyan. But many, many of those who met with the Dadis at that time in the 50s and 60s would say it was the lives of the Dadis that actually gave us the courage to say that yes, we can also change and become, if not like them, somewhere close to them. And so today, the Dadis are avyakt. Many Didis have become avyakt. But now, who's going to reveal Baba? It's Baba's children. And the most powerful way is to be able to remain peaceful and to be content. And that automatically does service, really. It's a fact. And if I become peaceless for even a moment, what's going on? What's happened? And so today, Baba reminding us, just keep that stage of your own sovereignty and mastery, no matter what's going on around you. Things are a little bit crazy, and the guarantee of the cycle is going to get crazier. Tamo Pradhanta, is it yesterday or the day before, Baba says, Tamo Pradhanta is increasing. So the force of Maya is increasing. And that applies to Baba's children also. The more subtle you become, the further ahead you move on the journey, the stronger the attack is. And so that's Maya not wanting to let go of her kingdom. And so she's exerting her last pressure, her last push. But when you see the world and the world becoming more and more Tamopradhan, that's also a reality. That's what's going on. And so given all of that, one anchor, one strength, one support. Just that one. Baba has taken away all our supports on the physical level. Drama, Baba, drama work together in synchronicity. And so both have removed all the external supports so that we can know what it is we need to do. When Baba became Avyakt, Shiv Baba came and said, while the sun was shining, nobody could see the stars. And now that the sun has disappeared, then the stars can shine. It's a very powerful expression that Baba used, and a very interesting explanation of why Baba became Avyakt. I mean, Baba is the Almighty, so Baba knows exactly how to uplift us, especially when there's something which at that moment was a total shock. Just imagine, Baba was already 93. It shouldn't have been a surprise. But in my imagination, and of course I think the imagination of all the daddies, it was said, Sangam Yuga is Baba. And Baba's going to stay with us till the end of Sangam Yuga. And so when Baba left the physical dimension, he didn't leave us, but the physical dimension, then at that time, some people really thought that Sangam Yuga had come to a close. And they didn't realize the whole world had to be served, that we had to become karmati, we had to practice the angelic stage. And then we thought that the daddies were, I thought again, that the daddies were going to be with us till the end. And Baba had another plan. God has to be revealed through his creation, through his children. There's that beautiful song, when you see the creation, you remember the Creator. If the creation is so beautiful, how beautiful must the Creator be? And so I think it's time for the creation to reveal the Creator through our own behavior. Not just our words, but through our actions, through our life. And again, I love this comment from Baba. The slogans are very short, but they carry so much. The proof that I have regard for you is to find a way in which I can harmonize. You're here and I'm here. But if we're Baba's children, then we have to find a way to harmonize together. So every day, like Baba said, the Murli is refreshment. Every single day. I mean, even when Baba was Sakar, a fresh Murli every day. And then Baba sending us, giving us fresh Avyakt Murlis also. But there isn't another organization that people actually actively come together to study together on a daily basis. There may be small groups here and there who study together from time to time, but as an organization, everyone's studying together. Now, this is amazing, God's work. It's very beautiful to be here, to be with you all, and to see you all. And Sister Mohini, Didi Mohini was the magnet to pull me here. And so I'm glad that I was able to come. I used to think that December is a month I'm going to be in London for sure. And so taking a couple of days out has been really lovely.
Before you move on, sometimes I have this thought. You said that two mediums, Baba, you could in. I wonder sometimes I get this thought before the end of Sangam, Baba, will you ever use another medium?
Baba will use each
a
one. If you think about Brahma Baba's qualifications and his love for God, his love for bhakti, his total devotion and dedication, and everything about him, you know that God couldn't use another chariot in the same way that he used Brahma Baba. And when you think about Adi Gulzar, where are you going to find in the world another instrument who has had such total purity? Age 8, coming to Baba, age 9, surrendering to God, and then having a life in which there was just total purity. Find me someone.
No,
And then I'm remembering a scene. Some of you would have been there in Madhuban because many of us used to be there for Shivratri and Holi. And nowadays you can either choose, go for Shivratri or go for Holi. In those days, we got both. And this was in the meditation hall. So it would have been end of 70s, early 80s. And some of you would have been there definitely. And it was Holi. And Lachu Dadi had prepared lots of silver things, you know, the syringes, the big ones, filled with rose water to sprinkle for Baba to use. And so that was fine, it was normal. But then there was another little toy that Lachu Dadi had that she pulled out, and it was a water pistol. So just a little toy gun. And in India, they make these things for Holi. So plastic, nothing else. Just this plastic little toy gun in which there's water that you fill. And so water pistol. And she gave it to Daddy Prakashmani. And Daddy didn't know what to do with it. You know, she was holding it from here. She didn't understand what to do with it. And Baba was watching her. And I'm sure that certainly Daddy Gulzar wouldn't have known what to do with it. And why is Baba going to touch a gun? Even a toy gun. And so Baba was bemused. And then somebody had to show Daddy how to pull the trigger. And you pull the trigger and the water comes out. So she was so amazed. So Daddy Kumarka, 14 years old when she came to Baba, and she didn't know what is a gun. And so Daddy Gulzar, 8 years old, and I'm sure she had no clue what a gun is. So that's level of purity. Now, that's why my answer is no. But with Daddy Gulzar, Baba made a very significant comment at one point. Daddy Gulzar had been unwell, but Baba wanted to come to meet the children, and everybody's expectations were high. And so all that was happening. And so Daddy Gulzar came and sat on the gadi, and Baba spoke. And in the Murli, Baba spoke about how obedient this chariot was. But also Baba said that why did Baba select this soul? Because she is nirsankalp, the one free from thoughts. That's the literal translation. And then, of course, free from any waste thoughts, but even free from planning things. She didn't get into any of that either. And so because of her ability to be completely free from thoughts, made it very easy for Baba to come and use her. And so there was nothing else mixed within it. It was a lovely expression of why Baba chose that particular instrument. So, and in fact, they always show the big Nandigan, the big bull, and then a little Nandigan, a little bull. they haven't shown a third one. But also, I was thinking the other day that the ocean gave us everything. And they have this expression, the sparrows swallowed the ocean and the ocean became dry. And if you look at the last period of Yaktapada, then you see how the Murlis got shorter and shorter and shorter, and the silence became longer and longer. And often Baba would say, Baba's told you, Baba's already explained to you, now it's up to you to do it. So today, very much that feeling that dramas, although it moves like a louse, and so we were moving from here to here, we have no idea how long that's going to take, but it's not long. All the signs are there. Om Shanti.
So good morning and Om Shanti. And how do you know if someone is very, very, very important? Huh? Everyone comes together. Good answer. What else? They come for 24 hours or less. They fly across the Atlantic for less than 24 hours. And it's your lottery, yeah. And you got a ticket. Your ticket had the right number, right? Because the lottery was sent out. Many tickets were sent out. And so when you arrived yesterday and you were talking about Didi Mohini being the magnet. And when you said that, I said, I wonder what it feels like if someone is the magnet pulling me. And I got the answer when you talked about Dadi Gulzar, because she was a magnet, but she never pulled anyone in that sense. She never influenced anyone. She never, backing some, she never, she just kept herself so absolutely neutral that it was only Baba that she let her, Baba speak through her. Baba looked through her. And so that's a magnet. That's really a magnet. And what all that matters at the end is that love that I saw between you and Sister Mohini when you met together. And I wanted it to be a very special, sacred moment. So I said to Anoli, no cameras. It's a private meeting. Sorry, Anoli. And so in welcoming you today, I feel that December is a special month also for me, because you came to us in a December long, long ago. And 50 years after, you're here with us again in December. And so it's very special in that way. But there is a specialty. I was in St. Martin and someone was saying, this one is an influencer and that one is this. And when she came to you, one of the new students, she said, oh my God, she's got a light that's bigger than a million suns. And when she said that, she says, and I don't think I've ever seen her face to face. I just see her on YouTube. And I said, well, I don't know why Shiv Baba claimed her. The last time you were here, I said, Shiv Baba would not have had a birthday without Jayanti. And I feel that there is such a soul line between you and Shiv Baba that he claimed you as his Jayanti. But also you share a bloodline with our dearest and most beloved Brahma Baba. And so this soul line with Baba, Shiv Baba, said he can't exist without his Jayanti. And then, of course, Brahma Baba, being so totally close to you and related to you, I mean, his blood flows in your body. Um, I am wondering, I want to ask you to respond to this question. And it is a why, but it's not really a why. Why are you loved so much? Everybody loves Sister Jayanti. And the thing is, when Baba wants to pick on someone in the Avyak Murli, Jayanti, where's Jayanti? Where's Jayanti? Jayanti, fix the date. Jayanti, when are the double foreigners going to do this? Right? He always picks on you. And then when the Daddy Janki was always picking on her. And then when all the daddies, even Daddy G, if we had to be corrected for anything, Jayanti. Jayanti, how can the double foreigners think like this? She has to answer. Jayanti, why is Gayatri going off in that way? Or why is Wadi doing this? So you were always answerable for everything. And so I think that there's a deep love that you have that is totally connected to the flame at all levels with the ancestors. And finally, I think that you're going to answer that question. But finally, for me, when you walked in here, suddenly there was this very, very powerful presence of Daddy Janki. And I knew that there was something she would have wanted to do. She would have wanted to go to Baba's room. She would not have come on the stage without going to say good morning to Baba. And when I said to you, go, you want to come and see Baba? And you instantly said yes. But you stood there and I was standing at the entrance and you were in front of Baba. And I was looking at you from the back. And you know that picture of Ladi Janki from the back standing in front of Baba? And you really, really, I mean, it was like her standing there. So the other thing is, do people sometimes now think that you're Daddy Janki or see Daddy Janki through you? Because you embody so much of her that even Didi last night said when you came that it was like deja vu for her when Daddy Janki came to see her again many years ago from Toronto, and that moved her so deeply. And I think she was deeply moved last night as well, as deeply. So why are you loved so much?
I just have to keep thanking Baba for my fortune. So I don't think it's anything I've done, but it's just fortune. Baba gave me so many blessings in the years that we had personal meetings. And those blessings have really kept me alive. And Baba's Drishti has kept me alive. So if anybody is going through a little bit of heartache or disheartenment, I say to them, go take Drishti from Baba. And Baba's Drishti will help you fly. And I know that today there are many who didn't have that opportunity of receiving personal blessings from Baba. But I say to them, each day, Baba's giving such a beautiful blessing. Sit in front of Baba and just reflect on the blessing that Baba gave this morning. And you'll feel that it's a blessing for you. If you just say, oh yes, Baba said something, then it's just words. So when you sit with Baba and you feel that blessing that Baba has given in the Murli, then it's my blessing. It's a blessing from Baba for me. And so I think all I do is remind others of the things that the Dadis have said that have helped me and the things that Baba has done for me. And maybe in a little way, keep drawing them to Baba. But really, it's lovely to be here and to see the family and to know that in midwinter, all of you are ready to come out so early in the morning to Baba's home and drive all the way from Peace Village. Did you come this morning? Wow. What time did you leave Peace Village? What time?
No, as soon as we got the message, there was no thinking about it. I've got to be there. So I don't know what time we left. Supposed to be 4, around 4. Most of us around 4. Yeah. How could it be a better welcome than what you already received? It's really, really beautiful to have Harmony House decorated by you. We couldn't ask for a better decoration for Christmas.
This year, the Christmas tree that's on top of the stairs in reception in Global House, that's been dressed as an angel. The whole tree is the angel. So lots of teams doing lots of things everywhere. But I know that there's a very special connection that Didi Manmoini, inspired in Dadi Janki, and that made the connection between Dadi Janki and Didi Mohini. Because Dadi'd always, after leaving Amritsar and the north of India, then, and of course early days in Delhi, but then she came and settled more in Pune and Bombay, and that was more patch. And Didi's patch was North India and Delhi and everywhere. And so it was a lovely story of how when Guyana started, then I knew I had to come back to London for various things. And so I'm on the phone to Dadi Janki, and I'm saying to Dadi, you know, there's a minister from the government who's a student and his wife who's a student. Where else in India are there students like that? And so she said, that was my statement to her, to Dadi Janki. And so she said, well, who do you have in mind who could come? And I knew that Moini Didi had come to New York at one point, maybe a couple of times, and then had to go back to Delhi. And so I said, what about Didi Mohini? Sister Moini, I would have said, but what about her? And she said, well, the only one who can speak to her is Didi Manmoini. And so she spoke to that Didi Manmoini, and all the daddies agreed and started. And then it was a strange step from India to Guyana to New York. But sometimes have a step in between, take a direct footstep with it. And it was a critical footstep because that really made New York happen. So Dadi Janki had so much love for Didi and so much love for Baba's children here. Well, you know how often she came here. I can't count the number of times that Daddy came here. And so I think I've inherited some of that. It's been lovely to be here. And many more hours to go. So more magic. Om Shanti.
तुझे देख कर जग वाले पर तुझे देख कर जग वाले पर यकीन नहीं क्यों कर होगा तुझे देख कर जग वाले पर यकीन नहीं क्यों कर होगा जिसकी रचना इतनी सुंदर वो कितना सुंदर होगा वो कितना सुंदर होगा ओ, आ,
वो मैं क्या हर आंगन करता है।
तुझे देखने को मैं क्या हर दर्पण तरसा करता है।
चुन तुलसी की फिर कोमल आंगन तरसा करता है। हर आंगन तरसा करता है। अंग अंग तेरा रस की गंगा। ओ हो हो। अंग अंग तेरा रस की गंगा। रूप का वो सागर होगा। जिसकी रचना इतने सुंदर, वो कितना सुंदर होगा। वो कितना सुंदर।
So now we'll be taking Drishti of the Jayanti. So it's very important to take Drishti, okay? And then the Tolian blessing. So you get a second of Drishti from her. So let me see how you will use a second to take that Drishti in a meaningful way. And so I think we River Chittai, then we come down this way like right? Ribbon Chittai.
प्रेम कहानी का मेरे प्यासे मन में यूं तरी जूं रेत में झरना पानी का। जूं रेत में झरना पानी का। अपना रूप दिखाने को अपना रूप दिखाने को तेरे रूप में खुद ईश्वर होगा। जिसकी रचना इतनी सुंदर, वो कितना सुंदर होगा। वो कितना सुंदर होगा। वो कितना सुंदर होगा। दिल में है बाबा, यादों में बाबा, आंखों में बाबा हमारा। दिल में है बाबा, यादों में बाबा, आंखों में बाबा हमारा। अनुभव के सागर में देखा